Good morning. Happy Thursday. Today I wore my, what do you call it? Action. It's like a cat shirt that is Astro Cat. So it's supposed to keep me up in the sky, the opposite of grounded. However, today I saw two readings that I'm going to do together. They kind of talk about finding calm amidst chaos, finding tranquility wherever we are. The next time you find yourself in the middle of a noisy, jostling crowd, or stuck in traffic, or confronted by confusion or disorder, take a deep breath. Feel the breath move all the way down your chest, belly, hips, through your legs and into your feet, down into the ground. And then we talk about being grounded a lot in yoga. And early in my days of practicing, I always visualized the roots of a tree actually going into the ground. No matter where you are, what your circumstances may be, you will always create an experience of tranquility. Tranquility is an inner state, not an external event or destination. When we focus on the breath or on the inner body, we remind ourselves of the existence of our internal world where tranquility resides, a personal space of quiet and calm that we can return to when needed. And even as something as simple as closing your eyes, if you are able to, I use the breath work a lot to the point where my son kind of mocks me, especially if I'm in a lineup. And then the other piece that kind of resonated with me that kind of goes with the same one is be like water. When we really want something, we can be forceful. We assert and we push. Sometimes forcefulness is what the situation calls for. Other times it doesn't work. Sometimes to get what we want, we need to yield to soften so that we can navigate what the world is offering us. Think of how water wears down the surface of rocks and the edges of glass, polishing their sharp, gritty surfaces into smoothly shaped objects. Today, when pushing doesn't work, try mentally stepping back and fluidly receiving what you're experiencing. Witness how your softness can be a source of strength. So, thinking of breath or water, I use these two visuals in my head. The idea of water, I would actually mix breath and water together. I would visualize I'm lying on the floor, that my body is a vase, and the water or the breath comes in cool and blue, and as it circulates down through my body, whether it's through your feet and out, or through your head and down, it slowly changed to red or warm water. So that's where I kind of mixed the two visuals together. So today I thought we would work on spinal twists. We would use different kind of spinal twists, some standing, some lying down. The idea being that we have, so I like to use these knuckles as my spine. So each knuckle sticking out is like a vertebrae. In between is a spongy disc. When I'm sitting all day, they get pressed down. That's where that idea that you get a little shorter by the end of the day, because the sponginess between each disc, especially as we get older, between sitting, loss of fluid, possibly injury, but the biggest one is gravity pressing down on you, compresses this so that instead of all this space I have between each bone, they're kind of sitting on top of each other. Think about an accordion, crushed, closed, that's my spine at the end of the day, and I want to kind of create open like a lantern or an accordion and create some space for movement. And ultimately, who doesn't feel better when your back is not noticing it? When your back is in discomfort, I swear it's the most distracting thing. It's really almost impossible to do all the other activities. So the first twist, we're going to do one while sitting. I'm going to just gently do a spinal twist, right hand to left knee, sit back, twist, and then the other direction. So this one I use constantly, whether I'm sitting in an airplane seat or a desk. And some people do this to look for a crack. I do it just to feel a stretch. What I love most about twists is that it also does something to my internal organs. There's a theory that it's like ringing out and stimulating digestive organs, elimination organs, whether it's liver, kidney, bladder. And then it also, so the front of my body, it does some work, and the back of my body, it's helping the spine. Some believe that by twisting that spine, you're helping, I don't know if this is true or not, re-lubricate those discs, the sponge between the discs. So when I think about a day glow stick you might give your kids or grandchildren, it's stagnant when you buy it, and then if you twist it, the fluid flows and it becomes neon. So we're going to start lying down. We're going to do our normal floor work, really focusing on the spinal twist. And today I brought one of my bolsters. You can use any pillow from your couch, from your bed. Some of you may be interested in buying a bolster. I have seen this one for sale, even at Nature's Emporium. It's not cheap, it's probably almost $100, but it's worth every penny. There's also a website, if you're interested, called Healthy Lifestyle or Healthy Life Cycle. They email me all the time in Mississauga, and I think why their prices are better is that they take the cotton form from India and they do the stuffing in Canada, so it's not heavy being shipped. So, and also maybe you get one on Amazon. Anyways, the square one I like because I use it for sitting, and I also use it for some of our yoga supportive positions. So, let's come to the mat. You're gonna bring your pillow or bolster. Bring your bum towards your heels, and I want you to really visualize each disc of the spine. So I'm gonna come to here, on the back of my arms, and I can feel there's some tension in my back, so I wanna wait for my body to soften. And then maybe you're gonna bring the lower back down. I'm still keeping place behind my heart, my upper back off the floor. Some teachers even may have you bring your hands here. And the idea of coming down slow, controlled, breath-led, and mindful, one vertebrae at a time. And that uses core, and it also creates some more space or mobility between the discs in your back. And then maybe I'll bring the shoulders down, still really tight in my neck, and then very slowly lower the head down. Arms by your side. Let's take 3 breaths here. Inhale 1. Exhale, press the whole back into the floor. Inhale 2. Exhale, press the back into the floor. And you may notice your back naturally does a cat-cow. Inhale 3, chest to the sky, shoulder blades root down. I can feel a nice stretch in my rib cage. And then as you exhale, your tailbone tucks. There's a little stretch of the hip flexor, and you're pressing the whole back into the floor. And then we'll walk our feet wide and just let the knees flop to the right. And I feel that connection between mid-back all the way down to my hips. Back to center and over to the left. Center, over to the right. Slow and mindful. Get out of the autopilot mode that we can tend to be. Slowly exploring your hips range of motion. So now we're working with the lower half of the body. Let's add both. So knees are flopping to the right. I'm going to let my head flop to the left, and I want to check in with my neck. Because remember, your spine is base of skull all the way down to your tailbone. If anything, I think the neck is the most sensitive, and then knees to the left, head to the right. I notice the neck, we talk about this often, neck and shoulders are what respond to mental and emotional stress more than your lower back. Lower back tends to be activity or vocation. Knees to center, to the right, head to the left. So we're slowly twisting our lower and upper halves of our bodies to create movement. And maybe let the knees go super low on the left, look all the way to the right. Can you bring your ear almost to the mat if it's not hurting your neck? Back to center, knees to the right, head to the left. And just acknowledge if one side is tighter than the other, because remember, we are a dominant habit animal. We have one side that we tend to do things more with. And now I'm going to take my knees to chest, hands behind the thighs so I can bring them in really deeply. Double leg wind relieving pose. And how much can I pull those thighs in my belly? I might bring hands to knees and make it more intense. Flex. I might gently rock side to side while keeping them tight. So there's this repression that forces my mind to stay completely present. And then let's take our knees to the floor on the left. I won't use the bolster yet. Knees are stacked, feet are flexed, and slowly open that right shoulder. So today, focus more on the stacked legs than how far the shoulder comes down. I can feel my shoulder wants to come down. Just let yourself surrender here. 2 more breaths inside your head. Spread your fingers, anchor the nails. One more big breath. And back to center. Keep those knees together. Sometimes I have to swing my hips to the left. Sometimes it's space, sometimes it's tension. Knees to the right. Look down, make sure they're stacked and the feet are flexed. Left arm open to a T. 3 breaths here. Your head can look to the left or to the ceiling. And keep using your exhale to undo any tension that doesn't want to let go. Back to center, keep those knees together. Excuse me, little boat. Here's where I want the bolster. I want to create, for my single leg spinal twist, a really nice supportive experience. So whether it's 2 blocks, whether it's a rolled up thick blanket, you can take a duvet, right leg in, left leg slide straight. Now let's pause here for a moment. Sorry, my allergies are really bad today. Two more breaths in this single leg wind relieving pose as you draw the right thigh in, and your hands are either behind the thigh or on the shin. Shoulders pressed down, so we're not rolling out the shoulders. You don't want to curve the shoulders to try to get this to happen. Maybe you just grab your right knee and pull it down if that means keeping the shoulders on the mat. And then left hand's going to take right knee over to my supported bolster. Right away I can see this isn't high enough for me today, so as a gift to my hips, I'm going to turn it on its side, and you can see I've lined up the inner calf arch to the bolster. Oh, that is perfect, because guess what? This bolster standing is the same width as my hips, so there's no compression in the lower back. Arms to a T, soften everything. Fingers can relax, feet don't have to be flexed, everything's soft and heavy. 5 breaths here with your eyes closed. One more breath. Help yourself come back to center, knees to chest, and you're going to choose double leg wind relieving pose or little boat. I'm going to take my bolster to the other side just to get it out of the way, and rocking side to side, giving your back a little massage. Left leg in, actually let's take our hands behind the leg, right foot to the mat. Pull it in as deeply as you can, and you might stay here, or you might slide the right leg straight and just wait for the hip to receive that passive stretch. Just by extending it is a stretch. Finally, right hand's going to take left knee over to my stacked or my bolster on its side. Same height as my hip, seems pretty high maybe. But I want this to be an effortless pose. Left shoulder open, maybe even right shoulder open. Faces to the sky or let it roll to the left. 5 breaths in your head. slowly help yourself come back to center. Let the bolster fall away. Little boat. I'm going to help those knees go wide because it feels really good in my lower back and hip. You can feel that connectivity. Hip mobility definitely related to lower back issues. You can't fix one without the other. So let's stay here 3 breaths, eyes closed. I'm holding my knees, but their ankles are dangling. And then coming into setup for happy baby. Let's take the hands behind the thighs and add that counter pressure. So you're getting a nice stretch, almost the same as if you were in a squat, but there's no pressure on the joints. Feet are relaxed, 2 breaths. While my hips are falling wide, you want to press the back of the shoulder blades into the floor to open the collarbone and the front and back of the back. You can choose to stay here, or maybe you're going to attempt to come into full happy baby today. 2 breaths in stillness. Soles of the feet together. Pause. Release the feet to the mat and let's come into reclined dog. It's one of my favorite passive back and hip openers. You're kind of getting 2 for the price of 1. And then close your knees, feet in the air, let them dangle for 3 breaths. Eyes are closed, arms still in cactus. You could choose to let them fall wide if that feels good. And then close, roll onto your side and take a pause. Gently come upright and let's come into extended child's pose. And we're good for time. Nice long stretch. I like to keep the elbows elevated, forehead to the mat so I can stretch behind my heart. Let's do a flowy cat-cow while we're here. So coming into tabletop, tuck the toes, press back, keep those arms straight. Sometimes I like to wiggle my bum closer down to my heels. Then drop the head, slowly come up to tabletop. Immediately pelvis forward, chest forward, and look up. Press back slowly, cat, chin to chest. Bum to heels, drop the head for a moment, look forward. Don't move anything except the spine is flowing back into tabletop, chin to chest, pelvis forward, and look up. What I like to visualize on my spine in this flowy cat-cow is the links of a bike chain. That's your spine. Chin to chest. Forehead down. Chin to chest. Looking up. Chin to chest. Press back. Look forward if that's okay in your neck. Chin to chest. Pelvis forward, chin to chest, and back to tabletop. While we're here, I want to do something that helps open the upper back. That's often the most jammed part of our spine, especially if you have a seated job, or you sit or you read in bed. So coming into tabletop, left arm out to a T, fingertips to the mat. Flex the hand and we're going to slowly open and I'm going to stop wherever I feel tension. So quite often we do this as a shoulder pose or activity. I want you to think about opening and closing the spine. So fingertips open, use your eyes, stare at the fingers so the eye muscles are getting help. Oh, there's a good twist and come back down. 2 more times. Flex, Eyes stare at the fingertips, open, 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 open. Oh yeah. And then back down. You feel the whole torso being wrung out. Last one, fingertips down, flex. And guess what, you have the option of doing thread the needle. I'll do it front on. Left arm comes behind right arm, palm up, look up. Oh, there's another twist. Option to take this right arm in the sky. So now I'm wringing out the shoulder girdle as well. Out, undo, extended child's pose. While I'm in extended child's pose, can you bring your chest to the floor, look forward. Bum's gonna naturally rise. And then come back up. Let's do the other side. Woo! It's a lot of opening in the chest. Okay. Tabletop. Right arm out. Flex. Use your eyes, look at the fingers. Open. Go to your capacity. Maybe it's here. Maybe it's here. And come all the way back down. We're going to do that 3 more times. Flex. Open. And come back down. I can feel some tension now on my right side. That's the side I do the most computer work with. And left arm open. And come all the way back down, thread behind the left arm. Palm up. Not everyone's going to get their right shoulder to the mat. I can choose to keep my left arm here, pushing back, or left arm in the sky. Undo. One more juicy, long, extended child's pose or puppy. And then come on out. Okay. All of that to get us to our sun salutations. Hopefully you feel better after all this. So tuck your toes, walk towards your hands, head goes. This is really key for traction of the spine. I'm going to grab my elbows and let my head sway. The weight of your head, this beautiful traction for the neck in particular. Sway, maybe side to side. Arm to the side, rise. Reach up. Exhale, fold, swan dive. Half back. Option to come here, fold. Hands to the mat, come down onto your belly. Sleeping cobra. Inhale, 1. Exhale, pick up just your head, so it's a tiny back bend. Press back, downward dog. Pedaling that dog. Remember to stretch the hamstrings and the feet. They are connected to tightness in the lower back. Right foot forward, left knee back. Let's do a low lunge, because I'm going to do our either straight up and down, or add an arc, or my hallelujah arc. Whatever feels better in your back. Hands release, feet together, fold, rise, heart center. Let's keep going. Inhale up, exhale, fold. Half back, fold, plant, knees, heart to the floor. Sleeping cobra. Exhale, pick up a little bit more of your chest this time. The back bend gets a little bigger. Press back, downward dog. Let's stretch the hamstrings again, and the calves. Left foot forward, right knee back, high or low lunge. Find stability. You might choose to stay here. You might add a back bend, or you might tuck and rise, keeping your balance. Hands release, feet together, fold, rise, heart center. 1 more on each side. Inhale up, exhale, fold. Half back, fold, plant, lower, sleeping cobra. Inhale, 1, exhale. Your choice, stay in sleeping cobra for the second breath, or make it into a cobra or an up dog. Down dog. Right foot forward, left foot back. This time hands to heart center, rise. So I can either stay hands to heart center or add the twist. Center, counter twist and balance. Hands release, feet together, fold, rise, heart center. And that twist, we haven't done that in a while, so I need to do that next time. Inhale up, exhale fold. Half back, fold, plant, come on down, sleeping cobra. Inhale one, exhale. Your choice, stay here in sleeping cobra, or pick the heart up, or come into up dog. Down dog, left foot forward, right foot back, lift that right heel, hands to heart center rise. So I'm choosing to stay here, or twist on the inner leg, elbows, shoulders stack, center, counter twist, center, release, feet together, fold, rise, heart center. Nice. The other twist I like to do while we're standing, and we'll come back to the floor work. We talk about there's two kinds of twists we use in class. Kundalini twist, I'm literally, I call it like a washing machine, arms in cactus, hands are flexed, and you're just rotating slowly within your natural range of motion. Close your eyes, maybe this feels good. Some people like to do this in the morning when they just wake up. There's a theory that our back is killing us, and often your feet, because during the night, your heart rate slows. One of your lowest rates through the whole day is when you're sleeping. The blood flow and circulation slows, so it's not your imagination, everything's stiff and you're just waking up. So this might be a nice wake up. The other one, this is from the Arthritis Society, and I'm gonna widen my legs and just be loose and floppy as I do a very similar twist, almost like you're flogging yourself. There is a Tai Chi method that's similar, and then you can start to get into the bend. This one is, I find, harder to be super relaxed. And back to center. Another twist I like to do that also very similar to when we were in tabletop doing the shoulder twist is a wide leg forward fold with a similar stack shoulder twist. So I'm going to stand as wide as it feels good, toes turn slightly in, bend your knees so that you can come to the floor or to the blocks. Hands underneath the shoulders. Maybe look forward, there's a nice half back. I'm going to move this right arm into the center so it becomes like a tent pole. And then I'm going to take my right arm to a T, slowly open and stack. Let's do that 3 times. Touch down, bend the knees if you need to, or use a block under this right arm. Open and stack. Some of you might come to your lower back or bring the back of the hand to the lower back. Last time. Left arm, open and stack. And then switch. Switch it out. Left arm becomes the tent pole. Right arm's going to be your opening arm. Open and stack. 1. Touch down. Open and stack. Or you're coming to here or the back of the back. And last one. Open and stack. Look at it with your eyes. Coming back into center. And pick a squat. Feels amazing. Our last series of twists. Marichi's pose. He's a wise sage in Hindu folklore. I'm going to extend my legs into Dandasana for the first variation. We always introduce 3 variations because not everyone's hips and knees are at the same level of mobility. So I'm going to sit up nice and straight, slightly wide legs. I always think of my legs as a compass. In math class, you open them a little bit. Let's take right hand to outer left knee, left hand beside me, or depending on your back mobility, you're going to walk that hand further behind you. This is what it looks like from the side. I want you to have nice, proper posture. What happens is, and this all goes back to hip mobility, I had some male students early on because they were so tight from their jobs. This was their Marichi's pose. They're trying to do a spinal twist from down here. This is impossible. Proper posture. Pretend your mom's watching. Twist. Look over that left shoulder. Beautiful twist. There's a theory that my shoulders should be the same direction as my legs. Not everyone's going to be comfortable with that. And we're back to center and the other way. Left hand holds outer right knee. Right hand beside you or behind you. Twist. And look over the right shoulder if it's available to you. Back to center and shake it out. That's the version you're going to come back to if you're not comfortable doing what comes next. Left leg out, right leg over, so it's either bend outer right blade by my calf, knee, or hug it in closer. Sit up nice and straight. Let's take the right arm inside the right calf. You can hold the ankle or the arch. Left arm behind you, twist. Try to keep that right knee up. Shoulder back, looking over that left shoulder. Center. Don't move the legs. We're going to do a counter twist. So I can either come on the outside of this leg, I can hold it to center, twist. Back to center and roll at your ankles. Let's do the other side. Right leg is straight, foot is slightly flexed. Left foot on the outside of the right calf. Pull it in. Let's bring left arm inside left leg. Twist. Counter twist. Oh yeah. And back to center. So if you have a chance to go to any patios yet, we went to State and Maine patio. It's probably one of my favorite. The menu resonates with me for some reason. The staff's really nice. And today we're going to try to go to Crow's Nest patio on Bayview. I used to go there all the time. Technically, I guess it's Prospect Street. And for years I said they need a patio, so they've actually built some kind of outdoor backyard patio so you get the pub atmosphere and the pub food without having to go into a building. Last variation. Otherwise, come back to the other ones. Right leg bends, left leg over. Sit up nice and straight. Left arm inside left. So you may see this variation with a mudra. You might see people holding it. You might see people hugging it. Twisting, right shoulder comes back, and you might look over the right shoulder. Look over the left shoulder. Back to center. Switch. Right leg's on top. Oh, this side is way tighter. I notice my right butt cheek wants to lift off the mat. That's due to tight hips. I'm going to come on the inside of the right leg, twist, left shoulder goes back to center, counter twist, and back to center. So I'm going to show you one final twist. We do this in our restorative class. And this is why I asked you to bring a bolster or pillow. If you're available to do this to finish your class, I would take the bolster to my right hip, and I'm just going to let my legs relax. Guess what? We're kind of in mermaid. I'm going to turn my chest towards this right bolster, and some of you may lie down with your chest squared off, forehead down. If that's uncomfortable, especially if your breasts are in the way, you might turn to the side and lie like this. So you're going to find what feels better from the right side of the body and stay there for a few breaths. Another piece I could add to this is a folded blanket between my knees or a block. And lie like this. That is a supported or restorative spinal twist. Then I'm going to do the other side. Left leg over, legs flip to the left. Bring this bolster to my left hip. And I turn one hand on each side of the bolster. And either forehead down, or turn my cheek to the side, or block or blanket between my knees. And you're going to take at least 5 breaths or more on each side. That pose is supposed to be very good for digestive issues. I haven't done this one in a while. It's probably one of my least favorite decks, but we'll see what it says. Attracting abundance. This is the one where I love the artwork. Oh, this is positive. I really like this. And you know what? I would say 99% of you, if not 100% of you, are very positive people who could appreciate this. I love the folk artwork. It's very Scandinavian. Greet each day with joyful anticipation. Say out loud each morning, this is a wonderful day full of wonderful experiences. And maybe instead of your brain going to rush and fill the day, which I have a tendency to do, can you be open to new experiences that you didn't think were going to happen? Can you not overplan your day? Especially, I think my retired students are the best at that because every day is this open map. Thank you so much for your effort. The good in me sees the good in you. Namaste.